Can you hear the birds? I love being outdoors because it just gives me goosebumps to be on the nature. I get so much energy from nature. I love it. I can just sit here for hours, listening to the birds, looking at the water, the sun on my shoulders. I love it. So it's the big week 18 and I'm in such a quiet mood, spiritual mood. Just taking it day by day. I am going to be talking about some of the challenges of this week and I guess some of the fears that have come about that I started experiencing. So I want to share them with you in case someone can relate to that. I think I'm going to turn the camera around because it's really hard to talk with the sun. Let me see if I can do it this way. Oh, this is much better. Just move you. Sorry guys, when I started filming this, the sun was not so in my eyes, and now it is. So let me just maybe walk around like this. Get a spot that's somewhat of not so sunny. So yes, so the baby movements have been steady, but very few times a day. Maybe like, I want to say 5 times a day that I feel the baby usually when I eat, and maybe sometimes early in the morning and late at night, which is so good to feel the baby. But at the same time, other times during the day I always think like, what is happening with the baby? Is it still there? And so that has given me a little bit of anxiety over this past week because they are there but they're not prominent. So I'm always waiting for that signal or waiting for that move from the baby, which I found to be a little bit anxious than I normally am. Because if you don't feel the movements, it's not there. But if you start to feel them, it becomes more of something that you're looking forward to. And so I feel like when they're more prominent, you know, when we're gonna go into later weeks, I'm sure it's gonna subside down because you're gonna feel the baby all the time. But now that it just started, I feel like I'm anxious to, like, during the day think, okay, are you there? Is everything okay? And I'm sure it's normal for a lot of you out there that are in the same week or experiencing first baby movements, because now that you feel them, you want to feel them all the time, but it's practically impossible because the baby is just so small. So it's not possible yet. One of the biggest fears of this week that I've experienced, and believe it or not, this is a weird one because considering this is my 5th pregnancy, I am experiencing fears of breastfeeding. And it's not because I didn't breastfeed. It's because I've always wanted to breastfeed fully, like, you know, at least for half a year to a year at least. But I wasn't able to do that. With Maya, I had complications with breastfeeding and I didn't have enough milk. So we went through a really big phase where she screamed a lot for months and a half, and finally the doctor said, I don't think breastfeeding is for you with this baby. So I gave up and we went into bottles. With Martin, I tried to breastfeed for about 2 weeks and it was the same story. Couldn't breastfeed mainly because I didn't have enough milk, and I don't think that I naturally have really tiny boobs, especially when I was younger age. So I think it has a lot to do with that, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe for some of you out there, it doesn't. So I don't know, but it didn't go well. With Mariana, I just couldn't breastfeed in general because things have been so hectic. I had to work all the time. I had 2 kids already that were small and needed attention. So I breastfed her maybe for like a week and a half, more to get that colostrum at the very beginning. And colostrum develops probably at around 35 weeks. I remember that it's pretty early on when you can like press on your boob and feel the colostrum and see it come out. So the colostrum is supposed to be really, really good for kids, for babies. So I tried to do at least that, and then I went into bottle with Mariana too. And with Milana, I already have 3 kids. I had a full-time job. We were so busy with Max that I didn't breastfeed at all. She went into bottle from day 1, and she was never on my breast. So with this baby, I am working a lot, but I'm at home, so which gives me an advantage of breastfeeding, and I really want to try breastfeeding. That's something that I've dreamed of for a while, and I always told myself if I'll have one more baby, I am going to try breastfeeding. And so here I am. So I do want to breastfeed, but I haven't been very successful at it, so I'm having my fears of breastfeeding in a sense of like, will I be able to? Is it hard? You know, because again, the part that scares me a lot is that my schedule is hectic. I'm always on the go with driving the kids to gymnastics, to soccer, you know, driving to clients. And I'm going to be traveling a lot when I give birth, because I'm giving birth in March, and in April and May, I have to be traveling a lot for my girls' gymnastics competitions, which are all over US. I still don't know how it's going to be. They're not too long, 4 to 5 days, but I still don't know how to manage that and if breastfeeding is going to be the best option. My mom is going to be here for at least a month and a half to help me out when I give birth. So I don't know if I'm going to leave the baby with her or take him with me. I'm not sure, but the breastfeeding part just keeps going through my mind. I don't know if it's going to make my life easier to breastfeed or harder, you know, in a sense that no one else can. When I had the bottle, it's easy because even if I'm not home or I'm running late from a meeting, my mom can always make a bottle and feed the baby. So I don't know. I'm having all these fears. And on top of that, I'm having a fear of like, will I be able to physically? Because I was not able to the first 2 times. And it was hurtful. It was daunting. My nipples would crack and bleed. And it was not a very pretty scenario. I know a lot of people go through this, and I know you have to kind of wait out that period, but I was never able to. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to breastfeed. If someone out there is watching me and they have had experience with breastfeeding, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you guys think. Is it harder to breastfeed or bottle? Because I've always done sort of bottle more than breastfeed, I don't have experience in that side. Some ladies I talk to tell me that breastfeeding is the best thing because you kind of have the food supply all the time. So wherever you go, you just have it. But others tell me if you're really busy and on the go, it's actually harder to breastfeed. So I don't know. I'm having these mixed feelings about breastfeeding. So hopefully I can figure that out. I did my eyebrows. Because I'm preparing for the baby. I always do my eyebrows. I've done microblading and eyebrow tattoo in the past several times. If you're interested on that topic, I made a video about it. I'm going to link down there. It's all about why I did microblading or why I did tattoo eyebrows. But in general, I'm happy because it saves me time. When I was a little girl, I had fallen, and so I have this scar here, which I always have to fill in. But with microblading and eyebrow tattoo, it's been really easy not to worry about that. So I just put my foundation, my lipstick, my eyes, and I'm done. And so in preparation for the baby, because I'm not gonna have time to fill in my eyebrows every morning, I figured I'm gonna get them done. So I got them done. So it's been great. I love to have a little bit less every morning. And I'm trying to take things off my plate for the baby when the baby's gonna be born. So I always do that. I feel like I do it every time. Even at like home, I try to reorganize my house, declutter it, so to say, to kind of have everything in my easy reach, because the first 2-3 months are quite hectic with, you know, sleepless nights and just too many things going on. So even my kitchen, I'm trying to reorganize it just to kind of put things in more easier for me to grab and go, because I'll still be cooking and stuff like that. So tip for you out there, if you're near giving birth or thinking about these things, declutter your home and kind of make it more simple for you to grab things, you know. So that's something that I'm used to doing anyway. Other than that, I've been in a very spiritual mood this week. My bum is growing. I'm going to show you right here in full. It's been a great week. Everything has been calm and great. No nausea, no cravings of any sort that are weird. Just kind of calm and full of a little bit of anxiety and fears, because I think I'm in that stage. I'm waiting for baby movements all the time and just thinking how it's gonna be. And in the next video, I'm going to show you next week the names that we're thinking about. So stay tuned for that, because we are thinking about them, and I'm going to share the names we're thinking about next week and the name we're more leaning towards in the next week. Other than that, I wish you the most beautiful week, full of happiness and love, and it's all God's will. So whatever happens, happens. We cannot control a lot of things in this life. God bless you all. I love you. Thank you for being with me on this journey, and I'll see you in week 19. Bye.